Hey, hey, everyone. Good day to you and welcome. Let's get into the details. I am DeAndrea Washington, your fitness inspiration, and welcome. Let's talk about it.
Good morning. And I am Kirsten. So glad to be with you this morning.
What's up, girlfriend? It's just me and you today.
That's right.
So we're gonna run this show, and we're gonna celebrate just a little bit. But I'm gonna leave like the big celebration for next month. That this has been. It'll be a full year that I started my show. Get into the details.
Wow, time flies, huh?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It's been a year. I think we started our first show last October, and we started the show to basically introduce who I was. And that was just a way that I wanted to introduce myself to my audience. And look what we've got. a full year of consistency, right? So I am going to get started today because we are talking about something that I feel that affects all of us. Yes, all of us. So you guys come on in. Good morning, good morning.
Bring
Come
your
on
cup of
in.
coffee.
Let's go.
That's right.
Let's go. Oh, wait. Because before, after this live now, because I want you to sit down and listen first. But after this live, you know what I want y'all to do? What do I want y'all to do? What do you think?
Work out.
Get up, get out, and move that body. Say what? Get up.
And
Get
it's
up,
finally
get up.
not so hot anymore, so you can get out without dying.
Without having to drink a half a gallon of water before you get out, then you got to go back in and go to the bathroom. Okay, so
That's right.
It is a beautiful day. We're here, and we're talking about our topic today is stress, right? None of us are exempt from it. No matter how much we want to say that we don't stress, sometimes the stress might not just always just show up, but it's there on the inside, and you won't notice it until after the fact. So we're going to talk about stress, how it affects your overall health and well-being, and also if I'm going to tell you how it affects your body and the effects it has on your body, I want to tell you how I feel like you can recover from it and try not to stress as much. So we're going to get into the details. We're not going to be here a long time, but a good time. I think I got that right that time. And then we'll share a little bit of, stressors that we've gone through in our life and how we've dealt with it as well. So I want to go ahead and jump in there. Share this when you come in. Share this with your friends. And I am going to share as well. So as I share, let's see. Kirsten, did you have a great trip?
It was a stressful trip.
It was.
It was all work, all day long.
I love it. It was stressful. Okay,
I was productive.
So tell me,
Yeah.
how did you deal with the stress of the trip? And then we're going to get all the way into it.
I like it. Yeah, so 3 different time zones in 5 days, really long days, breakfast meetings all the way to dinner meetings.
Yes.
And here's what helped me.
Good morning, Bobby.
Dee and I worked out together virtually while I was on this trip in the morning before the breakfast meeting started. So it was, I don't know how I would have gotten through it without him, honestly. You sit in meeting rooms all day, you got to have something else that you need to do. So that was super helpful. Yep.
Absolutely. And you did that. We were up, on your time it was 6, my time it was 7. We got up and got it in, you know.
Right.
And to start your day off like that, that alleviated some of that stress from traveling, you know, because that could be a bit, we don't think about that a lot of times, but traveling can be stressful. Of course, we all love to get away, but, you know, that can be definitely stressful, especially, you know, when you guys travel during the holiday seasons, or anything like that. So, and she got up and we did the, you know, the training virtually, and that was just a jump start of your day. That was like your coffee.
That was better than coffee.
That was better than coffee, exactly.
Better than coffee.
So let's talk about it. You guys come on in and like and share this with somebody, you know, just, you know, somebody needs to hear this, and they might not catch me live, but they might catch the replay. So if you come in, hello to my replayers. If you come in, you know, hashtag, if you come in and watch the video later, just hashtag replay. And I hope this will help somebody. So I wanted to give you, of course, we all know what stress is. You know, it's natural, physical, mental reaction of a life experiences, correct? I mean, you know, that's just,
right.
I love the way that broke that down. I was like, okay, my people understand that, you know, we all go through stressful times. You know, if anybody tell you they don't never stress, now they're not telling. They're not telling the truth, because we all have it. None of us are exempt from it, because a little bit of stress can be beneficial, right? Because it'll set us up for that stressful time when it does come, because we will all have them, and it allows for us to be able to respond to it better.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is why a little bit of stress can be, you know, beneficial to you from time to time. Okay. And during the times that you're stressed, your body responds to it by releasing hormones. And this can increase your heart rate, your breathing rates, and it prepares your muscles to respond. So everything tenses up in your body, right? So, and just think about that, you know, your body is tense, you can't relax, you know, it's not a good feeling, it's an uncomfortable type of feeling, right? And so we have to learn how to deal with that. And if we don't deal with it, there are effects that come with that, right? And if it lingers for a long period of time, it can take a toll on your health. And we know that I'm going to go down and kind of highlight the symptoms, and then we're going to talk about, you know, our personal stress times. You know, symptoms such as heartburn, you know, risk of heart attack, insomnia, you can't sleep, you're up at night. And, you know, this is like it's like a, what I call it, like an effect that it just goes from one symptom to the next symptom.
A domino effect.
To the next symptom.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
Absolutely. Because if you can't sleep.
That's right.
You wake up cranky, right?
That's right.
You get up cranky because you didn't get the proper amount of sleep, or you couldn't sleep, you were tossing and turning. And we know we need some good sleep, right? To function throughout the day. And with that being said, it weakens your immune system. So now you're more susceptible of getting sick. Your high blood sugar, high blood pressure, stomach aches. If you're trying to have a baby, you're trying to get pregnant, stress can cause fertility problems, missed periods, you know, and we go back to your muscles tensioning up, and that is when you get the headaches, all right, and the backaches, okay? That's where the headaches and the backaches come from. And then when you got a headache and a backache, and you can't sleep, and you don't want to eat, or if you eat too much, and then from all of that, what you call it, the domino effect, then your sex drive is low, okay?
Yeah. You're tired. I mean, really, right? And cranky.
All right, so let's go ahead on to put that in. And none of us don't want that, but that's another story for another time. Okay, so your sex drive is low. And then with my men, you start to experience erectile dysfunction. Okay, so all these things go with it that you might not think about. And, now you're depressed. Okay? And an increased depression. And that is the domino effect of everything. You start with that one symptom, and then everything else comes into play. You do not take care of the situation. And those are a lot. And there are more, but I really wanted to touch on those, and that was a lot. So I didn't want to go too deep in there, because I think those kind of pretty much give you an idea of how stressful situations can affect your body. And before I go on, I'm gonna say good morning to everyone that's coming in. Come on in and get this topic, because I wanna share my joy and spread joy. Because I know, a lot of times you guys might not read the comments, but I read my comments. People are going through, and it's not just that, they're looking at the workouts, and it's so much more than just the workouts that I, that I upload and share with you. But it's just the joy that I project through it all, because we are going through some, different times nowadays, and people just need that joy. They need to see that joy. They need to see that smile. You see that smile, you see that joy, that positivity. It just kind of just rubs off on you, right?
Yes,
No matter
it's contagious.
What you're going through. It's contagious. Right. Yes, it is. And the main thing, because my page is, inspiring individuals to live healthier lifestyles, right? And stress, and we know, can cause weight gain, all right? And how does it cause, weight gain? Because we know what cortisol builds up when you're stressed, all right? And we know cortisol is the hormone that is produced by your adrenaline glands. It plays a crucial role in the body's response to stress, okay? And when your body responds to stress, again, blood sugar levels are high. Which boosts your appetite for the wrong foods. Okay, high calorie foods, high sugar foods. Though that's the stuff you crave, because that's what's going on in your body, right? You're not gonna crave no salad.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So this is the effect of it, right? So this is why you're feeling like you're feeling, and then you want to eat what you're eating because you're stressed. Okay?
And you're hurting everywhere.
Yes.
Right? I find it goes always to the weakest spot that you already had in the body. And it just hurts.
And it hurts, yeah.
Yeah.
Your body is aching, and you're like, wow. Well, let me see. I'm not sore from the workout,
That's right.
Especially if you didn't work out the day before, or that day or a couple of days. It's like, why am I sore?
Right.
Yeah, and that is it. Stress will kill you. If you don't take care of yourself, it makes you sick. And so I wanted to break down what cortisol was, because a lot of people will say it, but they might not know exactly what it is. But this is why you're craving for the bad stuff during that time, because of the cortisol, okay? And so you'll know this is why you're gaining weight. And guess where that visceral fat is? In the belly. Okay?
Imagine that.
Yep, it's in the tummy, it's in that stomach, it's there. And that is why, I have a lot of people through over the years, out of the 20-something years that I have been a personal fitness coach, people always come to me and say, D, I need to just lose my stomach, I need to lose my stomach. And there are questions that I ask them, first, of course, how's your nutrition? Second, of course, how much sleep you get. Third, of course, what type of job do you have? Okay, because some jobs are a little bit more stressful than others. What do you do to relieve stress? What do you do to release this tension that goes on into your life? You cannot sit there and dwell in it. You got to get up, get out, and honestly, move your body, because when you move and you get up and you take care of you and you show up for you and you understand, okay, this is what I'm going to go through, but this is how I'm going to have to deal with it. All right. It makes all the difference in the world. So now I want to get into, how to manage, stress, how to manage it. Right. Because like I said, we're not exempt from it. Correct. We're not exempt from it. We're going to go through it. So don't think that, I don't stress. Yes, you do.
We all do.
Yes, you do.
And in all kinds of different ways.
In all kinds of different ways.
It's not just work, it's relationships, it's family, it's health issues, right? All those things.
All those things.
Yeah.
Yes. And also, even if you're working on your craft and you're working on something that you love to do and you're trying to be successful, and it especially to like a lot of my people that are influencers or creators, or they're working on their craft. They're trying to make it for themselves, and that in itself can be stressful. If you feel like you're not reaching out to the number of people that you want to reach out to, and you're putting all your work in, and now you're stressing because, okay, this ain't going, okay, well, this many people seeing this, but this views ain't getting, and you go and you're stressing in your head, and you got to release that. And you got to live in what you do. Enjoy what you do. Because when it's your time, it is your time. It is a season for everything. And sometimes it might not be the time yet. So just continue to do what you do. Because you can't fail when you're doing something you love to do.
That's right.
You can't. And we can't be in control of this. Right? In control of social media. Only thing we can be in control of is what we do. So with that being said, a lot of things that happens in our lives, we don't have any control over it. But the things that we can control, let us do that, right? So how can we manage stress? We already know. What's the first thing? What is the first thing?
Eat well.
Well, that's the second.
That's the second. All right. Work out.
That's the third thing. Right. Because why? Exercise, right?
Yeah.
Because we are moving by our bodies. We're moving our bodies. And I won't just throw one particular exercise out there, because there's so many different ways to move your body. People like, hiking, lifting weights, yoga, walking, running, body pump classes, Zumba classes, dance, any type of swimming, any type of exercise that gets you moving, that helps you release, that gives you that joy. Put your music in your ear, dance, do what you need to do to release, right? A lot of people like kickboxing, punching out that negative energy and feeling good. Even if you just forget about what was going on for an hour or two, and get it off your mind and release. That's everything. At least you've done that, okay? So we know that how we manage stress. Number one, exercise. All right. Number two, guess what we got to do? Recover. We got to sleep well. All right. Get some good sleep. I know
it's easier said than done,
It is easier said than done.
Because when that brain
exercise to a lot
stop.
of people is easier said than done.
Yeah.
But we gotta do it. Because guess what? Life ain't easy.
Yeah.
Okay? This life we live, it takes, every day to get your mindset to move forward, and we can't think that like the little button that was easy.
Yeah, no, that easy button doesn't exist.
It doesn't. That easy button, I don't think it exists. Because everything can't be easy, right? Some things take, and then I know with a lot of people's schedules, it is hard to get a full 8 hours. But I must say this. I would say at least try to 6, and a good solid 6. Because even if you get 8 and you're tossing and turning, that's not a good 8, right?
That's right. That's right.
So try to rest, try to relax your mind,
You know what's helping me lately? I've tried all kinds of breathing exercises. Like breathe in 3-4 times, you hold it for a little bit, and then you release it, and you count, right? And I can feel my shoulders come down. Right? Yes. And then if I do that enough, if I've woken up in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., right? That's what I do, so I can try to go back to sleep.
Yep, because you'd be like,
yep.
Eyes wide.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You'd be like, why am I up?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Just and breathe. Because a lot of times we're so tense.
That's right.
We got all kind of stuff on our mind. What we got to do tomorrow. What happened today? What I got to do this weekend. I got to do this, and we not just kind of, sometimes, I know it's, like you say, it's easier said than done to live in the moment. But have a plan, but live in the moment. Because I think we should always have a plan.
Yeah, be present, right? Yeah. It's happening now. That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, so before we're going to get to how we kind of talked about how to recover, from stressful situations. And it's so good to, good morning, Greg. Thanks for watching. Say hello when you guys come in. Hello. Thank you for watching. Share this with your friends. You never know. We all, like I said, we all go through stress. We're talking about stress and how to deal with it, how to recover from it. So our recover phase, of course, we want to know why we're stressing. Okay, so be able to address, why we're stressing. Prioritize your self-care, make sure you get enough sleep, stay hydrated, eat properly, eat nutrient-dense foods, and exercise regularly. So that means be consistent with your exercises, right? Relaxing techniques, like you said. Engage in activities that help you unwind, like yoga is good, good yoga so you can meditate, and I'll just say this off top, because, everybody, believes different, whatever your belief system is. But of course, I always pray. That's first and foremost with me. I pray, I know God has got it. I know he got me. And when I pray, I leave it, and God's got it. And that's me. And that's my belief. So whatever your belief system is, that's what you utilize, right? And I know everything is going to be all right. And that's the joy that I have within myself. And then if it gets really bad with your stress, seek professional help. I think it's great to get a therapist, to talk through the things that you probably can't deal with it yourself and recover from it by yourself. So get someone that has, that's professional in that area to talk with them, and that's just great support, right? And if that's if that stress gets to the point where it just continues and it gets worse and gets worse. That's that point where you want to get some help.
And it's got you in a funk, right?
Right.
And you can't seem to get out of it.
And you can't seem to get out of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, identify it and address it, and then the last thing I want to say is just, build positive habits, speak positive over your life. I always say that, and incorporate new habits, nurture yourself, joy, and, just mindfulness and just being positive, have a positive mindset and know that everything is going to be okay. And that is joy, because like I've said in one of my reels, you might not be happy every day or experience happiness all the time, but you have joy. And joy is knowing that everything is going to be all right, and, like I said, I know we're going to be all right. Like, I know I am, and I go through things in life. I have gone through things in life. I've seen what it did to my body. I'll give you this right quick and let you talk before you have to leave me. But years ago, I went through a stressful time. I didn't know that I was stressing, but I was, because I try not to stress. but it's there, right?
You can't outrun it.
Right, you cannot run it. No. And I tried.
That's
okay,
right.
I was getting ready for, this was back in 2012 or something like that. And I was getting ready for 2 shows. At the time, I was going through a difficult time where I had to, life changes. I'll put it like that. And I didn't know I was stressing until I realized how much I was working out. So, of course, if I was training for 2 shows that end of the year, and because they were back to back. And they were both pro shows at the time, so that's serious training. And I was overtraining because I was trying to release the tension and stress and trying to figure out what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna get things straight and with my business and all this kind of stuff. And so I didn't realize it until I got on that stage, and I was a figure. I was in professional figure competitor. And me and my coach was talking, and he says, well, let's try bikini too and see how you do with bikini. Because he must have knew when he looked at my body that I was a bit softer than I normally be. So did the show, actually placed in bikini and not figure. That's what I did. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. So what happened was, after the show, I talked to one of all the judges had, pretty much judged me before. And so they saw, after the show, I asked, what can I work on? I always ask that. For years of trying, I always ask that because I always want to be better. And one of the judges said, Dee, what you going through?
Huh. Wow, that's insightful, huh?
Yeah. He said, you going through something? You dealing with something? I said, yeah. And he says, oh, okay. He says, I can tell because your muscles look stressed.
Oh, my. Wow.
He says, I never seen you come in a show soft,
Even after all that workout, huh? Crazy.
He said your glutes are softer. He says normally you're always tight back there. And I said, yeah, I've been kind of dealing with some stuff. He says, well, do you have another show coming up? I said, yes, in I think it was about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. He says, well, I need you to take off 1 week. He says, stay on your nutrition, continue to eat clean. I need you to take off 1 week from exercising and relax your body.
Oh, my goodness.
He said, now, if you want to come in this other show, right, and get in the top 5 and place well, you need to take off 1 week of exercise and relax your body, relax your mind, and come back stronger. Boom. And at that time, when he told me that, I was like, wow, this is what happened. So when you're going through, you're trying to, lose weight, gain weight, whatever the case may be, gain muscle, you have got to, do this thing right, Stop stressing out and looking at yourself every day and, oh, I'm not there. Or looking at somebody else and saying, oh, I wish I could be there. No, you got to relax your mind. You have to relax your body. Mm-hmm. Yes, there is such a thing as overtraining, overdoing it, because I did it. I did it. I've learned from it. Now I can share my experiences with other people. And it wasn't that I was trying to get to a certain point. It was that I was trying to release tension like that and stress like that from what I was going through.
Look at that.
I felt like running. I've been trained 2.5 hours that morning, had to teach class at night, then I'm still out running after the class. I'm like, what do I do? How did I even do all that? It was so much, but that was my release. That was my release to making me feel better. But at the same time, I was hurting myself, because I was supposed to have went in tight. It was my pro show. I was supposed to have went in because the pro division was a tough division. It was very competitive.
I believe it.
And, when I did that last show of the season, I looked better, but I still wasn't on top of my game because that's how that stress kind of took, over my body.
Interesting.
So.
Well, we think we can will it, right? Mm-hmm. And then your body goes in a totally different direction. So. Mm-hmm. In addition to our workouts, I focus also on mindfulness now, right? Because you got to have a healthy mind in a healthy body, right?
That's right.
So if I don't start there, nothing else is going to work for me. And so that'd be what I would also put out there, right? So how you take care of yourself is different for everybody. Whatever helps you sort of center yourself and focus and that to me is as important as everything else we've talked about, right? And listen to your mind and to your heart, and if there's something going on, you've got to find a friend to talk to, right? Because you can't deal with it by yourself.
Right.
And that, I don't think we do that, especially those of us who just like used to just getting it done, right? Like you don't do that very often.
That's right.
And so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, from there, I wanted to, before you leave, okay, because I got a few minutes. You'll give it a few minutes. Okay. So before you leave, I'm going to point out a couple of things. Okay. So let me tell y'all something funny. Okay. We finished with stress for right now. Let's not stress. Let's not get stressed. Okay. Talk about stress. But anyway, I'm a bouncer backer. Okay. I'm gonna bounce back. Since it's almost Halloween, I'm gonna tell you, I have what you call the Michael Myers effect. Now I might be down. Okay, you might think I'm down for a minute, but I'm back up. Okay,
that's right.
I'm back up and making it happen. You know, because I'm not gonna stay down long. You might give it for a second, but I'm coming through and I'm showing up for me, right? Taking care of me with a smile. Okay, so this y'all know the weekend, last weekend was my birthday, right? And I got this water bottle from one of my VIPs. I'm gonna tell y'all something funny. This funny. Good morning, cuz. Good morning, Tina. Good morning. My beautiful cousin is on the live. And so I got this water bottle from one of my clients. And the other day, I was like, man, I love this water bottle. I've been carrying it around with me for the whole week, y'all. Not knowing, and when I saw her VIP the other day, she says, D, she says, I know you love Tabitha Brown. She says, I know you would love your water bottle. I was like, I didn't even know.
That's awesome.
I was like, let me go back. I said, yeah, I didn't even look. The whole time I'm looking on the water bottle and see what it say. Y'all probably can't see it say very good. Okay. And so shout out to Tabitha Brown, because she said, I know you're a big fan of Tabitha Brown, but I didn't even know. All I knew was I love this mug. And I was like, I love this water bottle, until she told me, and I looked on the bottom. I had looked on the bottom to see.
That's awesome.
To see how many ounces was in it. But I didn't even look at it. Stress. Awesome. Okay, no. So shout out to Tabitha Brown, because I love Tabitha Brown. I have her book. I bought her children's book, and I gifted it to a little girl, and you know, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. But this water bottle is everything, honey. This water stay cold all day. So thanks to my VIP for giving this to me, and we're gonna tag Tabitha Brown, because this is everything right here. This is quality. I can hold it like this when I'm walking. I love it. Okay, now to the next thing. These flowers. Y'all see my flowers? Y'all know I love flowers because I post them almost every day. I create beautiful flowers via AI, but these are real. These are not AI. Now, I got these flowers last Saturday. Y'all see these beautiful flowers? Look at these beautiful flowers. Look. Aren't they beautiful? Yes. How you doing, cuz? You see these beautiful flowers? I mean, they are beautiful. And they smell good. And my beautiful VIP right here brought me these flowers, and I made a reel out of these flowers. That reel almost got 1,000 views. I was like, bring me another.
Okay, got it.
And these flowers, it's been a week now. And look, they're still good. It's one that fell off. I mean, they're beautiful, right?
I am so happy.
They're so beautiful.
They're so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
And so are you.
And thank you so much. And thank you so much for being here. Like I say, my crew everybody couldn't make it today. You know, sometimes, you know, life. You know, people have stuff to do. But I do thank them, you know, for being here with me the months that they were with me. And we'll be back, you know, next month with another topic because we'll be getting closer to the holidays. So I have some, you know, tips and things like that for you guys to get through the holidays. But I really wanted to touch on, you know, how to, because I can't tell you how not to stress. I really can't. because everybody is different, right? And I want you to know, I'm not gonna tell you that because I want you to just be honest and be true to your feelings, right? And how you feel. And I think a lot of times when you tell people what you might be going through, they'll tell you to either, especially with like relationships or something like that, they'll just say, "Oh, girl, just move on. Okay, man,
yeah,
just move on."
That's great advice. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So I think sometimes we gotta not do that, and it's okay to let somebody know that you're better than that to deal with XYZ. But take your time and think about what it is you want to do. Think about it and be in tune with your feelings. And I think that helps you to not stress.
Totally agree.
Totally. Understand what it is you're going through so you can make the right decision.
That's right. I gotta run, honey.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming, and I'll see you next week. And so, understand what you're going through so that you can make the right decisions. And that's pretty much, what I had to do when I was going through the times that I was going through. I had to get out of my feelings, and I had to get my mind set on the decisions that I had to make going further, so that I can make the proper decision and not make a decision out of being emotional, right? Because we could definitely do that. And you get emotional and you start making decisions based on how you feel at that moment. And sometimes you just got to just, get your mind together, relax, understand what it is you're going through, so that you will know how to deal with it. And I think when you take that time to understand what it is you're going through, I believe that you will make a better decision. And you will come out of any type of stressful situation on top, And I didn't hit on this at the beginning, but I know that, any type of people go through. I have one of my VIPs that's not here today. She's going through with a family member that's really sick and that's really close to her in her life. And, and it's a stressful time for her, and, I had to talk with her over the phone, and I told her, I understand. Like, I understand. I can be sympathetic and empathetic because I have experienced that. I've gone through that. But even if you haven't gone through a certain time that somebody else is going through, you can still be there, for them and speak positive over their life, and understand that we all are going to go through things, and understand that you can always be a listening ear for somebody. Like you don't necessarily have to tell them how to handle the situation or what you would do. But you can just be there and listen and understand, what they're going through, and just be a positive influence in somebody else's life. And just know that, especially things, when you go through, stresses in life like divorces, deaths, the loss of a friend, a relationship, just a friendship, a serious relationship that didn't quite make it to marriage. And those things can really be stressful. You really, really like someone, but they don't really, really like you. That can be stressful in itself. And so people experience these things, and it can really, really take a toll on their health, right? Yeah, I mean, it could get there, and when somebody says to you certain things like, "Oh, just move on," this, that, and that, well, it ain't that easy, so it ain't that easy. And I think people got to understand, like, just sometimes we just got to be a listening ear when people go through, because we all go through. Be that listening ear. Be that positive force, in somebody's life. Step outside of you for a second when somebody is going through And you never know, who you might help just to be that listening ear, because we all deal with it. And we all want to be healthy. We all want to experience, true happiness and be joyful, every day. But always know and understand and know that, we're not exempt from going through life, from going through, things that are not positive. And it's not about whether or not you go through it. It's about how you respond to it. Okay? So let me say that again. It's not about whether or not you're going to go through it, but it's how you respond to it. Okay? So let's just take that and learn how to respond to, stressful situations. Let's learn how to respond to them. Let's let it not take a toll on our bodies, right? And this is not just the aesthetics of it. This is not just because you want to look good on the outside, okay? But this is so that you can feel good on the inside. Because if you feel good, what they say, you look good, right? And, sometimes people will say, you've heard people say, don't look like what you're going through. They say that. So, yeah, absolutely. Don't walk around look like what you might be going through, right? Because you're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. If you're going through, going on through it, right? Don't sit in it. Get up, get out. Move your body, take care of you. Put the right stuff in your body, because a lot of times when people are stressed, I know I didn't hit on this in the notes at the beginning, but you have people that go to stuff like, eating foods that are not good for you, not healthy, or drinking, alcohol, because that seems to numb what they're going through. But if you think about it, those are added depressants, right? So it's going to depress you even more. You're going to feel worse because now you've overeaten or you've drank too much, okay? So now you're doing, even more unhealthy stuff for your body. So you're stressing and you're putting unhealthy food and drinks in your body. Now you're going to feel even worse. So let's balance that out. So when you're going through stress, okay, which is a negative sometimes if you're going through stress and you can't get out of it, and you put a positive on top of that, okay, and then that's what gives you the balance. That is what helps you to recover, right? And so I'm not going to hold you all long. I wanted to hit on that. Smile today, get out, and get up, get out, and just move your body. I don't care if you just go to the mall and walk around the mall, and just window shop, just get outside and go walking. I posted my walking reel this morning. Get out there, go walking, call a friend, tell your friend, hey, I love you, and talk to you in a minute, what's going on. Check on your folks, and just enjoy life. We get one life as far as I know. You know what I'm saying? So, let's enjoy it. Let's love on each other. Let's know that we're gonna go through some things. We're not exempt. Nobody's exempt, but you don't have to walk around and looking like you're going through it all the time, Smile, and even if you don't feel like it, smile anyway. Don't walk around looking mean. And I'm giving y'all this last thing before I go, because I can talk. So I was in the grocery store the other day. You guys noticed my reel I put up with the bananas. So I got my bananas. And as I walked off, and I wish I would have kept recording because I wish you guys would have heard this. But I was walking off and I was happy to get my bananas because sometimes I'll go in the grocery store and they just have those dark bananas and they hadn't put the new ones out. And I missed the good bananas, And so I was so happy to get my bananas. And because I buy them green like that because they can sit for like a day and then it'll be right, the next day you can keep them longer, right? So anyway, so I was happy. So I'm walking off and I'm just, smiling and, getting the rest of my grocery. And this guy was like, wow. He was like, whatever you got. He say, whatever you own, I need some of that. And I was like, what? I was like, yes, sir. And he was like, wow. He's like, that smile just made my day. And I was like, well, great, awesome. He was like, what's your name? He's, just introducing himself. He was like, just, I wish you could share that with me. So you just never know, okay? Take that time to know that just being positive, just being joyful, just being you, and just understanding and know that life will have times to where you may go through, but don't let it define you. Stay focused, stay healthy, stay fit, get fit, love life, Move your body. You might not do everything I do on my reels or everything I do. I've been working out since I was a little girl. But do something, Do something that keeps your mind fit, your body fit, feel good about you. And love life. And love life. Y'all better enjoy taking care of that body. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. And I hope that I have shared something with you that helps you. And remember, my friends, get up, get out, and move that body. Say what? Get up, get out, hey, and move that body. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Have a great day, my friends.